One is always a bit reluctant to believe when fantastic stories of a paranormal nature first reach our ears. We don't give them importance or simply say they are lies. However, when those stories are accompanied by irrefutable evidence that proves their truth, the matter changes completely. This is precisely what I bring to you in this top, where you will see fantastic stories that will suddenly become the scariest reality that you could have ever imagined. Today we present Something Happens to Them. Much of the videos that you are about to see were sent by my audience. If you know or have material that you would like for me to see, do not hesitate to send it to the email that you now see on screen, or as a direct message to my official Facebook. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 3. A close encounter of the third kind is called to those experiences where people witness an unexplainable phenomena, often related to UFOs. But it doesn't necessarily have to do with that. A close encounter of the third kind is when someone has evidence of an encounter with any living being of an unknown origin. And that is exactly what a subscriber believed to have lived. And in this video, you will see their shocking evidence. It all started one night when he was at home with his wife. They heard the desperate barking of their dogs and behaving in a way that they had never seen before. That night, they didn't give it much importance. However, when it happened at the same hour and for the third time in a row, fear began to take hold of them. Something is wrong with them, his wife said. But when they left their house, there was nothing they could be barking at. As the days passed, the behavior of their pets got worse and worse, from euphoric barking to them becoming completely immobilized and with their eyes fixed on the sky. They tried to make them react. They hugged them, they tried to move them, but they remained there, mysteriously paralyzed. As the days passed, it was no longer just the dogs. Our subscriber assures that both he and his wife began to feel followed. A strange feeling of always being watched made them extremely uncomfortable. Have you ever felt like sometimes you're being watched? They stayed that way until one day, at his wife's job, security guards caught something that would become their first evidence. This video became a rumor in the company since no one could conclude what was perceived there. What was that stain that stayed there for more than 3 hours and that seemed to open the door when it moved? That desk that appears in the image is precisely his wife's workstation. At that time, she didn't discuss it with her coworkers, but did so with her husband. She is sure that this phenomena is part of the same thing that had been happening to them, something that just 2 weeks later, they would definitely end up proving. One night, when his wife had just left work, this terrible feeling of being observed appeared again. At that moment, she was waiting for a friend to take public transport together. But something strange happened. Every time she stood up, the sensation of being watched increased. So she decided to walk while waiting for her friend and quickly go home. She never imagined that she would see her persecutor with her own eyes. Nothing more and nothing less than in the sky. A structure of more than 4 meters with a humanoid shape observed her from the sky. That is what she told her colleagues, who immediately asked for access to the security cameras to show her that she was wrong, that she surely saw a plane. But sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the inexplicable is present in our lives without us seeking it. What you are seeing on screen is the original video. Here is Genesis. This is the parking lot. That's why it looks distorted, but you can see everything. Here is Genesis. What's here is a tree. There she is walking. And here she begins to see something. It doesn't look very good because the tree is there. Notice how it looks. Genesis still doesn't notice. Here you can see when it disappears. It's slow and it's very bright. She assures that at that moment it didn't have light. She doesn't know why it appears bright on the recording. To this day, they do not know what happened. They don't know if what the wife lived is related to her dogs or to what was captured in the office. The only thing they do know is that all these episodes correspond to a close encounter with beings who are not from this world, leaving these shocking evidences that are only seen in movies. Number 2. The video that lies in this position arrived thanks to Paul, who from Ecuador tells me that in the city of Puerto Viejo, a strange situation occurred that went viral on Facebook and on different sites of the city. It was a security camera that captured a rather strange moment on the street in broad daylight. Observe. Here are two strange things. First, the man seems to fade, and second, his frame and color are somewhat unusual. That is why our subscriber believes that these images confirm the stories that are woven regarding this sector of the city, that of a man who appears in the surroundings. We immediately rule out that this is manipulated. The only logical answer we have left is that he is simply a person, and that the effect of disappearance is caused by the quality of the image. There is another recording from another angle of this same situation. Look, and tell me if this seems like a normal person. What did these cameras record? Do you think the appearance of this person looks normal? Leave your opinion in the comment box. Number 1. The video with which we close this top came to my possession thanks to a subscriber named Alejandro, who tells us about an incredible recording made by his partner. He tells us that in his home, he has a collection of objects. He has them perfectly arranged, and he doesn't like anyone to touch them, especially a doll that was his cat's favorite toy, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago. However, a few days ago, his partner was left alone at home and moved that doll from its location. He confesses that he overreacted by immediately asking her to return the doll to its initial place. He forced his partner to record to see if she had indeed left it where it was. However, it was in this process that both realized the situation that should never have occurred. Watch the video yourself to see if you can notice what happened. Both Alejandro and his partner were absolutely shocked when out of nowhere, the doll's hair begins to move, to then incredibly adjust her body. How can you explain such a situation? The wind? Some hidden mechanism behind the doll to achieve that movement? Until now, they completely discard it, saying that this recording is 100% real. What theories can you think of? How could you explain this situation? Let me know in the comment box, as this video has come to an end.